This photo is so cute. The submitter of this photo had a question about red ears. She said that with her son, a lot of times the red ears show up in the pictures and how she could fix that either in post-processing or in the photography. And that just happens when the light is behind their ears, and if their ears poke away from their heads a little bit, it's going to happen. I don't worry about it very much because I just think it's cute. It doesn't really bother me. But if it really bothers you, one thing you can do is avoid backlighting, which I actually love backlighting, so I wouldn't want to avoid that always, but try not to have too much light coming from behind them because that will make their ears glow with that light. And then you can fix it in post-processing, and I'll show you how to do that today. And the other thing that she said was please don't judge her photos because she's not a professional, and believe me, I am not judging anybody's photos. I think everybody has submitted such great photos, and I'm really proud of you guys. So this one's fantastic. No judgment here. So what we can do to help with the ears is I'm just going to get the lasso tool. You can choose it there or push L. And the part that I want to change, which is his ear, I want to take some of the redness out. I'm going to draw a circle around. And I have chosen the one that you can add right here so that I can make sure that I can add pieces until it gets everything I want in there. And then I'm going to go up into layer, into new adjustment layer, and hue and saturation. And just press OK. It's going to make a layer right here. We've got his ear selected. And then I'm going to choose reds because that's what I want to deal with. And I'm going to bring the saturation down. And you can see, if I bring it way down, his ear goes gray. I just want to find that balance where it matches his face, but it doesn't look so red. So we can take this layer off so you can see there's before and there's after, before and after. And of course you can always adjust the opacity on this layer too if you decide that you made it a little too gray, you took out too much red, then you can adjust that layer. You can also adjust the lightness. If it's really dark, you can bring the lightness up or down so it's darker or lighter. I liked it just right in the middle, so. And of course it won't go to 0. I could type in 0, but we'll just leave it there. You can also change the hue, bring it to cooler, more green, warmer, more purple. Just along this here, you can decide where you want your color to be. And again, it was good at 0, so we'll leave it there. And I'm just going to flatten. And we've taken off this little box earlier just for ease of use and so we can see the history better. And you can always leave this box on if you use it a lot. There's no problem with that. But if you do want to take it off, just close the tab group and you're back to your layers and history. So this photo, there's a lot we could do, different actions. It's a pretty good photo that will take pretty much anything. But I'm just going to check here. It looks like a little scab on his nose. So I just chose the spot healing tool and I'm going to get rid of that. The rest of these look like freckles or moles. So I'll leave those there. And let's just run Classic Rich on this. Now his eyes look like they could use a little bit of brightening, but I'm going to see what happens with the action first because sometimes just running the action will be enough and you don't want too much going on with his eyes. So I'm going to lighten it, lighten the whole action, and then the vignetting I'm going to add a little bit more, not a lot. And then choose the layer mask and the brush, black brush, and take that vignetting off of his face and his hand. there's before and after there. And then I think I'm going to add a little bit of a teal shift. Oh, yeah, that's not what I want. I want to take a little bit of the redness out of all of it, but that didn't seem to give the effect that I really wanted. So, as you can see, mistakes happen, and sometimes you'll try something but no, that's not what I want, and that's okay. You can take it off or bring the opacity down. There we go. We want to add some warmth there. There's before the warmth and after, and I like that. So I'm just checking to see how things are looking with the before and the after. I'm going to pull the opacity back a little bit of the whole action. And then I am going to flatten this, zoom in a little, and I'm going to use the Florabella Quick Eye Sparkle. We've got our small brush. I'm actually going to zoom in here. Grab our brush again. First we've got the all over brightening mask selected. So I'm just going to go over the whole eye. And check your before and after. Then the extra iris sparkle, get an even smaller brush. And I think I'm going to just do that on this eye here because it seems to be the darker eye, and then that evens them up. So there we go with a little bit of eye brightening. There's before both of them and after. I'll pull the opacity back on this one a little bit. Flatten that. Here's my before. Here's the after. And I could add some vintage action to this or texture if you wanted, but I think this is great. Just highlights his cute little face, and I'm imagining his Easter clothes. So let's do a little bit of sharpening on that. And it looks good.